Here we have the opening match of main event week 3. We've got Chris Jericho versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is one of our last matches of March Madness Sweet 16. We've had matches all week consisting of superstars from each of the 4 shows here in the WWE Universe. And now we've got the legends making their way into this tournament. A tie-up between Stone Cold now able to get the back of Jericho. Jericho taking his in-ring expertise to his own advantage here. Is able to turn that tide against Stone Cold for a nice backbreaker now, as that string of combinations gives Jericho a small advantage. Quickly going on the side of Stone Cold after a quick counter. Nice neckbreaker there. Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated Great Khali 2 weeks ago to get here tonight. He is in this second round of March Madness. Chris Jericho defeated Randy Orton, as we saw a nice counter now coming from Jericho. We saw Randy Orton actually leave Batista hanging last week when they had a matchup against the Blade Runners. Headlock applied, as you now see a whip around and knee to the gut, sending Jericho down on the mat. We actually saw last at the pay-per-view, we saw Chris Jericho face off against the Blade Runners in a tag team effort with The Big Show. As you see Stone Cold getting dragged into the center of the ring. Jericho looking for another kick to that lower back. Jericho was able to win that particular tag team matchup at Extreme Rules with the Lion Tamer, as now he does a nice attack on the arm of Stone Cold, trying to break down the individual extremities and body parts of Stone Cold, as Stone Cold gets a counter onto Jericho. Jericho countering, getting himself back up as he now whips around Stone Cold for a nice elbow to the face. Jericho going to get a kick into the lower back, turning him over as he gets a headlock. And now going to go for a nice belly to back suplex, or actually just a gut wrench slam type maneuver, as he picked up Stone Cold. And now Jericho going for a big power bomb. Going to pick him up again for a second power bomb. And now a third, weakening that back and that upper neck of Stone Cold as he goes for the pin. It's a 2. It is only a 2 here, as Jericho not able to get that full 3 count. Big strike to the face by Stone Cold as we get more strikes from the brawler from Texas. Choking maneuver using the ropes to his own advantage is Stone Cold. Now he picks up Jericho. He looked for that Luis press, a signature maneuver there for Stone Cold. Will he be looking for a stunner coming out of that? He's going to go for a pin here. 1, 2. Not even a 2 count as he kicks out after 1. Big strike. And now Stone Cold with that stunner onto Jericho. Will this be enough to get the win onto Jericho going to the third round? It's a 2. It's a 3. And yes, Stone Cold goes on to the next round of March Madness.
Here is your winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He gets a big victory here tonight. Love him or hate him, that was an incredible match.
The second match of the night, also a March Madness Sweet 16 matchup here between Kane and Batista. Batista beating out Fit Finlay in the first round, and Kane beating out Rey Mysterio. Headlock applied by Kane as he gets a nice wrench of that neck, and now wrenching it once again and thrice now, as he now might go for a fourth one here. No, Batista able to counter and get a headlock of his own onto Kane. Back up to a vertical basis, and now bringing Kane down with that head drag takedown and a big punch to the face to the big red monster Kane. They tie up once again at the vertical base as we have Kane here as we nice slam onto the mat. We saw Kane on Sunday night at Extreme Rules. He was in a 6-man elimination tag team matchup. He was with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who we saw earlier tonight, and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Hollywood Hogan. You got a pickup here by Batista. There's a nice series of punches coming in, and an Irish whip coming in from Batista onto Kane. Kane able to get a nice running DDT, slamming against Batista. Batista now up against the ropes. Kane using those ropes to his own advantage with a couple of elbows to the upper back, sending him down onto the mat. Kane was the second man eliminated from that 6-man elimination tag team matchup. Stone Cold Steve Austin was the first. The winner of this match will go on to face Steve Austin in the finals of the main event March Madness tournament, as we see a headlock applied. The winner of Saturday night's main event will have to face off against SmackDown. The winner of NXT will have to face off against Raw. The winner of those two matches will face off against each other for a #1 and immediate chance at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship next month at one of their pay-per-views. Headlock applied by Batista once again to get a big punch, sending the Big Red Machine down. Batista, the animal, gonna go and attack the lower midsection of Kane, and now with an additional kick, and now lifting up those legs just to get closer to that abdominal area. Got a couple of big kicks. Headlock applied, but countered by Kane with a nice arm drag takedown. Never quite know the exact terminology for that particular takedown, as we get a nice leg drop from Kane. A lot of weight to go on the throat of Batista. Kane with a vintage sidewalk slam onto Batista. He's a bit too close to the ropes, but he's going to go for a pinfall anyways. It is a rope break. Kane should have dragged Batista a little bit away, so he could have at least gotten a 2 count and exerted some of Batista's energy. But now Batista with plenty of energy to counter that whatever maneuver Kane was trying to go for. And now we got a big spine buster coming out of Batista. And now Batista pushing away from the ropes for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count as Kane able to kick out himself now. As now Batista getting that kick. He's going to go for this giant sit-out powerbomb that he calls the Batista Bomb. He slams Kane down on the mat and rolls out of it and going for that pin now. Refs right in position for the 2 and the 3. Batista goes on to face Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Here is your winner, the Animal Batista.
What an incredible match. That one could have gone either way. Nobody has anything to be ashamed of in this one.
Here we have the newly crowned European champion, Kevin Nash, and he's already in his first matchup here against the Viper, Randy Orton. Randy Orton has gone out on his own recently after abandoning Batista at his post last week on main event. He abandoned Batista and Evolution as they had a matchup against the Blade Runners, Sting, and the Ultimate Warrior. Big strike to the face by Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Kevin Nash with a big strike to the midsection. Kevin Nash won a fatal 4-way at the end of Extreme Rules to win that European Championship, as we get an Irish whip around this ring, as we get a nice jawbreaker countered by Randy Orton, as he now tries to get an advantage on Kevin Nash. Nice knee to the gut to get Nash off of his feet, but Nash very quick to get up. Strike to the face, series of strikes now as Kevin Nash counters. Headlock applied onto Randy Orton. Randy Orton got a counter as well, sending Nash down onto the mat. As we see Randy Orton now with a nice reverse DDT-like maneuver as we get a knee to the face. Randy Orton lost the first match that he had for that opportunity at the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at the first week of main event. He lost that match against Chris Jericho, who we saw earlier tonight lose to Stone Cold Steve Austin. A big punch by Diesel. That's one of his big finishers there. It rearranged Randy Orton's face as we get the count for 2. Not even as Randy Orton quickly kicks out. As Kevin Nash goes immediately for this jackknife powerbomb. Very right slam in the middle of the ring. Randy Orton nowhere to go for that pin. 1, 2, 3. Diesel with a tour de force victory.
You have to like this display. Well, I like the display, but I don't know how much trust there is in the ring.
Here we have a one-on-one matchup between Lex Luger and the Giant Big Show. Both of these guys met with each other a few times in WCW. A few times they were on the same side, but for quite a while the Giant, also known as the Big Show in WWE, was on the side of NWO, and Lex Luger was one of the men who fought for WCW for quite some time, as you see a knee to the side of the head of Lex Luger. This particular match is a submission match, and the only way to win is to make your opponent tap out. Series of strikes to the face now, absolutely brutal from the Big Show. You gotta wonder how Big Show will plan to try and win this matchup. Big back body drop, especially against a man like Lex Luger, whose special finisher is actually the torture rack. And you also have to wonder, big boot to the face, if Lex Luger is going to be able to get that torture rack on a man as large as the Big Show. Big scoop slam onto Lex Luger. I know I've seen when I was a kid that he would do a big torture rack onto Kevin Nash, but perhaps Big Show might be a bit too heavy for Lex Luger here. He was able to get a nice body stretching the arms of Lex Luger back. That might be Big Show's way to get a submission victory here. Won't be able to get the guy to tap out, but Lex Luger can say "I quit" audibly to the referee to quit this matchup. As you see, Lex Luger now picking up Big Show. Big boot sending him down once again. Will Lex Luger look for a big move now? He picks up the Big Show. What's he going to look for here? Big clothesline sending him down on the mat. Will he go for a torture rack after that effort? He's got him dizzy, but Big Show able to counter. He gets a knee to the gut, and returning the favor is Lex Luger with a knee of his own. As now he picks up Big Show. Will he put him? He looks like he's putting him out against the ropes. As now he puts him over the top rope. What's Lex Luger looking for here? He's going to the outside. He's grabbing Big Show, grabbing the head, and going for a DDT on that apron. Slamming that giant head of the Big Show right against that unforgiving edge of the apron. As now Big Show gets sent right into the center of the ring for Lex Luger to try and pick apart some more. Slowly get himself back in the ring. Big Show not able to capitalize, or actually now able to capitalize after that kick. Big clothesline into the back of Luger as he gets down on the mat. As Big Show turns him over, goes for a classic camel clutch. Right? Well, he's very close to the ropes. Luger might be able to go close. I believe that was a rope break. That was a very quick break if that was a break by the Big Show. As we see Big Show with a now big headbutt taking Lex Luger down onto the mat. Will he look for another submission maneuver? He's going for a nice neck stretching that back. It looks like Luger might be actually tapping out here. He's waving his arm around. We got to get confirmation from the official. It looks like he's just trying to get out of that maneuver, and he does. Big Show letting him go as he's not able to stretch him anymore. Counter by Lex Luger might be his chance to go for that torture rack. Irish whip around the ring. Nice check against the shoulder as now Lex Luger going for his own camel clutch in the center, well, not center of the ring, very close to the ropes. Big Show climbing towards the ropes there, able to actually stand up with Lex Luger and counter, slamming Luger against the mat. Luger slow to get up, gets striked in the face as we get a huge scoop slam with a lot of elevation from the Big Show. Big Show now calling for a KO punch here. Gonna try and weaken the man, actually busting open Lex Luger. As you can see the blood on his face now as he drags Luger in the center of the ring. Might go for another one of those camel clutches as he did a big boot and now stepping over the chest of Lex Luger. That has got to be hurting the back as well that Big Show has been targeting with his submission maneuvers. Big bear hug right in the center of the ring. Will this be Big Show's way to finish this matchup? He is definitely a giant bear and be able to win this matchup with this giant bear hug. He has Lex Luger right in the center of the ring, but Luger able to counter that into a DDT, sending Big Show down onto the mat. Question is, will Luger have enough strength to stop the Big Show? Big scoop slam. Show seeming to be out of energy now after that giant slam took a lot of energy out. He can't just crawl over to a pin though. He has to put him in a submission maneuver. Headlock applied, countered by Lex Luger as he sends Big Show down on the mat. Big Show getting himself back up here as he drags Luger in the center of the ring. Gonna go for another giant scoop slam, sending him down on the ring. Big Show slowing the pace down just a tiny bit with those giant slams, but now actually picking it right back up with a couple of big strikes and sending Luger into the corner and a nice reverse splash and now a crossbody to send Luger down onto the mat. Will Big Show be able to finish off Luger with his next submission attempt, or will Luger find a way to continue this matchup? Another big headbutt into the face of Lex Luger as we get another stomp to the chest that has been slowly destroying Lex Luger, and we're looking for another KO punch now as we get another one. Blood now spilling all over the entire forehead of Luger as Luger getting stomped upon once again. Big Show has to finish this matchup here some way. Will he go for another giant bear hug right in the center of the ring? It looks like he might. Oh my, that was a counter by Luger with a nice attack against Big Show as now he gets a giant surfboard on the Big Show. Luger just with all of his might stretching those arms back of the Big Show, but Big Show dragging Luger over, using his strength to send Luger over the top of him. Counter of that punch and a big punch right to the face of Luger. Luger dazed now, another big punch as Show knocks himself down with that giant punch. Luger's blood slowly spreading all over his face as now we've got another submission maneuver. I believe there was a Boston Crab there, but Luger was already at the ropes, so that was not a legal submission. Big Show breaking it right away. He's got the back now of Luger as we get a backbreaker once again, targeting that lower back of Luger. Big Show has been exhausting too much energy here trying to take out Luger, but Luger still holding on as he continues to try and crawl away from the giant Big Show. Those big boots into the back as we get another giant scoop slam, slamming Luger from a tall height onto that lower back. Big Show has not tried a submission maneuver, or a successful submission maneuver in quite some time, as we get a nice shoulder block tackle from Luger as he might try and go for another big lariat as he's now looking for a big move here. Will this be the torture rack? Can he get him up in the torture rack? He is. He's got him up there. Will this be enough? Will Big Show tap out to the torture rack? He's putting it on there. He's trying to strain the back of Big Show, and Big Show taps out. He was able to get him in through a lot of damage, but not enough. Lex never gave up.
Here is your winner, Lex Luger.
Wow, what a match. What an effort by these combatants. And boy, did that submission hold look painful.
This match is your main event, and it is a Falls Count Anywhere match between HBK Shawn Michaels and DDP Diamond Dallas Page. As we get a series of tie-ups in the center of the ring, we had Diamond Dallas Page with his tag team partner Bam Bam Bigelow earlier this week at Extreme Rules. They face off against Chris Jericho and the Big Show at that matchup, as we get Shawn Michaels actually winning out the early exchange, or at least the first one, as we always see an Irish whip into the corner. Shawn Michaels slamming himself, flipping himself over that corner, as we now see DDP with a couple of big strikes. But Shawn Michaels now whipping DDP. DDP is not quite athletic enough to flip over the top of that ring like Shawn Michaels does. Shawn Michaels wearing his attire for a street fight here. I keep forgetting to replace that attire as we get a headlock applied by DDP and a nice suplex sending HBK right in the center of the ring. This is a Falls Count Anywhere matchup, but also in WWE 2K15 that means any rules really go, as there will be no disqualifications or countouts in this matchup as they tie up in the center of the ring. Headlock applied by Shawn Michaels as he wrenches the neck and takes him down onto the mat. After those series of Irish whips, I thought they would be done with this particular tie-up minigame, but they were still continuing on, and now a strike counter by HBK. HBK dragging DDP in the center of the ring for a nice backbreaker. Speaking of backbreakers, we saw a lot of damage to the back of Lex Luger in that submission matchup that we just had, but miraculously, he was able to survive all of those submission attempts by the Big Show to win with that torture rack. Absolutely amazing as we now continue on with this matchup with a nice neckbreaker by Shawn Michaels onto DDP. Now DDP, of course, a WCW superstar. Shawn Michaels was always a great WWF superstar and always sort of stayed there. Headlock applied and a nice takedown there. DDP did not have a huge impact on the WWE landscape for this time after WCW, as we see a sharpshooter in the center of the ring by Shawn Michaels. Will DDP tap out here, or will he be able to get to the ropes or get out of this particular predicament? It looks like Shawn Michaels letting go of it as DDP Yoga continues to help out Diamond Dallas Page. The flexibility of this older man. Headlock applied by DDP as he gets put up against the ropes by Shawn Michaels. Both of these guys much older now. DDP was one of the older men when he got transferred over from WCW. That's why his career did not last too long, as we see a huge DDT to DDP on the corner, and the ref has to get outside to get a proper count here. It's a long delay here. 1, 2, 3, and it's enough delay as Shawn Michaels still wins.
Here is your winner, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Absolutely amazing.
We knew he felt he had to win this one tonight.
I mean, there's absolutely no way to underscore how big this victory is. Perhaps the biggest in his life.